Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, this is my monthly declutter with me video where I'm going to show you everything that I decluttered in the month of July. And buckle up because this one is a big one. I have so many items to share with you. I have been on a decluttering kick lately. So I definitely rounded up a lot of things to bring you some great motivation and inspiration on your decluttering journey. And I am sitting down for this one. I decided to bring the items up here into my dining room so that I could sit down to share each item with you. If you're not new, you might know that usually I share these videos standing down in my laundry room because that is where I keep my declutter pile. But for today, I thought I'm gonna be comfy and sit down so I can share everything with you. But in addition to that, I wanted to let you know that my friend Cami will probably be joining me again. She's pretty sure she will be able to pull a video together to share, and so she likes to do these videos with me. She also likes to be sure to declutter around her home, so I will link her video down in the description box below if you want even more decluttering motivation. Okay, y'all, I do not know what has gotten into me the last month, but I have just been decluttering left and right, and there are things that I'm looking around my house and I'm seeing even more things that I could potentially get rid of. I am just in this mode of having a future mindset because if you're new or don't know this, my husband and I have 3 adult children. Currently 2 are living with us, but we do have the future mindset or idea to downsize, and so that's always in the forefront of my mind when I'm evaluating items and whether I want to keep them or not, because some items I still kind of like them, but it's just I'm on the fence about them, or I only kind of like them, but I'll get into that in a minute. First, I'm going to start with some kitchen items, which these are more like practical, we don't use them anymore items. First up are these drying mats. I used to use these drying mats for the items that I hand washed, but I ended up purchasing a bamboo drying rack after I moved my son into his apartment in Portland, and we purchased this exact same bamboo drying rack for him, and I loved it. So I decided to purchase one for us, and therefore we no longer use these drying mats. I also have a couple of plastic cutting boards, and it kind of pains me to get rid of these because my daughter and I we were discussing it because I was asking her as well, since she does a fair amount of cooking in the kitchen, and it pains us, but we really are trying to get rid of all things plastic from our home, from especially our kitchen, because of microplastics. And so we want to use different cutting boards. I do have these cutting boards that are wood and marble, like two-tone, and I would use them for kind of like charcuterie boards to put out snacks for when I had friends over. But I had collected quite a few of them, and I used to have them on display, but as I've been kind of like downsizing what I have out on display, I had put away these other cutting boards. So we have 2 other cutting boards already that, like I mentioned, they're marble and wood. It's like a two-tone situation. They look a little fancy, but we've been using them to cut our fruits and vegetables with, and that's been working well. Next up from the kitchen are these 3 water bottles, and like I said, we are trying to get rid of plastic from our home, from our kitchen. Not that I've removed every plastic thing, but we just have not been using these. All of us have our own water bottle that we use daily, and it's metal, and so that works for us. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of these. But this one is metal, but for whatever reason, we cannot get it clean. It smells so bad. We've even tried to run it through the dishwasher and it still smells bad. And honestly, If I'm remembering correctly, I got this on Amazon and it wasn't that expensive. So this was my daughter's and I told her we could just get a new one. Lastly, from the kitchen is this little cleaning tool, which came with our Ninja blender, but we don't ever use this. So because of that, I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of it. Next up are some office supplies, I guess you could say. Most of them fall in that category anyway. And first is this electric pencil sharpener. And my son used this when he was in college, or he took it with him when he was in college. And he said he didn't really use it very often, so he left it with us when he moved away. And honestly, I don't think I've used it once, and he moved away almost a year ago. I do have like a little small manual pencil sharpener, and that one works just fine. I also have a couple of rolls of washi tape. It's like a gold washi tape, and I just don't remember the last time I used it, so I'm gonna get rid of it. And next is a mouse. This is a mouse that I used with my previous laptop, and I have a wireless mouse that I use now, so I'm gonna get rid of that. I have a little bag of expo markers, and I only used these for our dry erase calendar, but I did take our dry erase calendar down. If you remember from last month's video, the dry erase calendar is still in my possession. I'm still thinking that I might use it in the future, but if I do, I can purchase new dry erase markers. Honestly, at least the black ones were not working well anymore. They were starting to run out of ink. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of all of them. I have a stack of envelopes, and this is leftover from the days when I used to send out physical Christmas cards. And I think they always send you like extra envelopes, just a couple extra envelopes, and I just have saved them over the years. And I decided I probably will not use these for any purpose, so I'm letting them go. This is a little wrist attachment for my vlogging camera, and I have never used it in the 5 years that I've owned the camera. And I always struggle to get rid of items that come with something, especially something I use so frequently. I'm like, well, I still have this item, but the truth is I've never used it. It's just sitting in my desk drawer, so I'm gonna let it go. These actually are something that has to do with a sewing machine. It was with my sewing machine items, like with my thread, and to be honest, I don't even know what they're for. There might have been a time in the past where I used them for some project or something. I used to sew quite a lot more than I do nowadays. With that said, at this very moment, the sewing machine is sitting on the dining room table because my daughter and I are working together to alter some clothes that she's thrifted, but I do not know what these are for, so I'm gonna let them go. Oh, I almost forgot this. Lastly is a charging cord for my phone. However, it is breaking. And that is probably because I sometimes have it plugged in and I'm using it at the same time, so I'm probably putting pressure on it, but oh well, I had to replace that. Next up, I have a few items from our bathroom, and the first item is this water pick. My husband got a new water pick recently, and so I asked him if we could get rid of this old one. I don't use water picks at all, so he agreed to that since he got a new one. And then I do have 4 of these travel, I almost called them condiment holders. Oh my gosh, not condiment. What do you call that? Toiletry holders. But I don't use these anymore because I bought like a package of them that has like a clear bag that they all fit neatly in. And because of that, I am using those instead of these. And so I'm gonna get rid of these. Next up, I have some home decor pieces. I guess that is the category. And first are 3 picture frames. And the reason I'm getting rid of these is because I had a bit of a domino effect. I did a makeover in my kitchen nook, and I had saved a piece of artwork that was actually in this room that I really liked, and I wanted to try to incorporate it in a different space in my home. And I ended up replacing my wall calendar and some family photos that were up on the wall in my kitchen nook with that piece of artwork that was in here. And then I moved those family photos down to my game room because I really liked those frames. I liked the family pictures that were in it. I wanted to display it. And so basically these got booted. I had 3 photos of my kids when they were babies, and I just removed the photos, and I'm gonna get rid of these frames because I think the domino effect has stopped here, and I'm not going to be moving these to a different location. I don't like them well enough to find a new home for them. I am also getting rid of this decorative pillow, and part of the reason I am is I feel like I have so many decorative pillows, y'all. It is ridiculous. And I have 2 that are very similar to this one. They're both a similar color, like this kind of off-white, and they're both kind of this shape where it's like a rectangular shape. And so I decided I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of this. I had moved most of my extra decorative pillows in a armoire that is in my living room, and they didn't all fit perfectly. I was having to like really scrunch them in there, and so I was looking through those pillows trying to decide if I could get rid of one, and this is the one to go. I am going to be getting rid of this random piece of home decor. This is one of those things that I was talking about in the beginning. I still kind of like this. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna ask my 2 older kids if they would want this. I mean, my daughter still lives with us, but she has started kind of collecting things for her future apartment since she will be moving out after she graduates from grad school. So I need to ask them if either one of them want this, but it's just one of those things where I'm trying to find pieces around my home that I'm kind of on the fence about, or not like totally in love with the style anymore, even though I kind of like it. And this is one of those pieces. Like, what is this even? Like a globe with nothing on it. Like, what? So it's gonna go. I also have these 2, I think they're technically paperweights. I like the look of them, but I just don't ever use them, and because of that, they're gonna go. I have a whole handful of greenery, little greenery picks. I am gonna ask my daughter if she wants these, because I know she has little vases and she might be able to use them for that. So once again, something I can ask my daughter about to see if she wants it, but otherwise it's gonna go. Lastly, for home decor, I do have this piece right here. Once again, it's like I kind of still like it, but I took it out of my living room whenever I was removing a bunch of stuff from my living room to make it just more calm and peaceful, and I didn't want to put it back, basically, and I don't really have any other place to display this thing. So sadly, with that said, actually, you know what, this item, this is going to be my on the chopping block. No, what did I call it? I had this idea. I was gonna have one item that I was gonna, at least one item I was gonna keep each month, that I am going to put it on the back burner. So I will keep this. I will not take this to the donation center quite yet, but I have a feeling that I will eventually just let this one go. Next up is a whole pile of clothing, and I hope that I can continue to do this each month until the end of the year. Hopefully I can find a few items each month. to declutter. I did go into more detail about these items in a recent video, which I can link in my description box below if you want to know more detailed information about these. But basically I was trying to keep up with the 1 in, 1 out rule. And so since I had received some clothing items from a brand, I wanted to get rid of some clothing items. But like I said, I'm hopeful that even though I'm not bringing in new items, that I will be able to get rid of even more from my closet and pare it down even more. Okay, the last category of things is just a random category. Random things from around my home that I'm getting rid of. And the first up is this color sample of paint. I do not need this anymore, and so I'm gonna get rid of it. And then this mosquito repellent machine. I don't really know how it works, but it actually does not in fact work, at least not for me. We've tried to use it a few times out by the pool and I still got totally eaten by mosquitoes. So I don't know, since this doesn't work, I feel like it's not worth keeping. And lastly is a board game. I feel like I could probably downsize my board games even more just because we do not play board games very often. But this one I decided to get rid of just because. Now it is a fun game, but it's kind of gross. Like, let me show you these little mouthpieces. So you put these little mouthpieces in your mouth and you're trying to like say a phrase or a word. I can't exactly remember how to play the game. Basically, you're trying to speak with this mouthpiece in and the people on your team are trying to guess what you're saying. And all of us were always so grossed out by this, so much so that my daughter had a Ziploc bag with one that had her name on it because she did not want to use one from somebody else. And of course, we always wash them with soap and water, but it still seems a little gross. So I don't know how the person at Goodwill will feel purchasing this old board game from someone. Maybe they won't care. Maybe they'll sterilize them. But just because of that, I'm deciding to get rid of this game. And like I said, the fact that we honestly do not play board games very often anymore. Whew. Okay, my friends, I really appreciate you sticking around through this whole pile of stuff that I'm getting rid of. It feels so amazing to continue to declutter from around my home. I'll be honest, I just felt like I was getting to a place of homeostasis. I felt like there's no possible way I can find more to declutter, but I am just continuing to flex those decluttering muscles and I'm able to more and more get rid of things. And like I said, it has really helped me to have the mindset of future self downsizing. So I want to keep this decluttering journey going. I want to continue to share these videos with you to inspire you, to motivate you to declutter stuff from around your home. But please don't forget to check out Cammie's video, which will be linked in my description box. And as always, I really appreciate you watching my videos all the way until the end, and I will see you next time. Bye.